Only an ignorant believes that Tantra is solely about sex. Write his name. Do what is necessary and always keep a scientific mindset. The truth about Tantra. Q. What are the goals of Tantra? Tantra is a philosophy born in India aiming to help an individual reaching self-realization and attaining superconsciousness. Another goal of Tantra is to unify both male and female principles existing within an individual. Each individual possesses both male and female principles within him. The rise of Kundalini is a common phenomena when one is engaged on the quest of self-realization, walking on the path of Tantra. Q. What is the origin of Tantra? Tantra originated from India around the 300 to 400 CE, when the Buddhist and Hindu tantric content was first documented as poetic metaphors indicating divine love and oneness. These texts were intentionally kept obscured so that only the initiates would be able to understand them. During this period, Tantra teachings were well guarded and conveyed from masters to disciples orally. This is done after a specified period of purification and preparation. Between the 11th and 12th centuries, the practice of Tantra has reached its peak and was being practiced openly and widely in India. Q. What is the difference between Tantra and the classical methods for reaching self-realization? As opposed to classic yoga teachings, tantric teachings refute the idea that liberation can be attained only through rigorous asceticism and by renouncing sensual pleasures. Tantrikas, tantric yogis, believe that most human suffering arises from the mistaken concept of separation and advocates instead for the celebration of the senses and mundane life. Q. What is the cosmological view of tantric practitioners? As many tantric texts put it, nothing exists that is not divine. Everything is interconnected and is a manifestation of the divine energy that rules the whole universe. The entire universe is the dance of the bipolar energy of Shiva and Shakti, the masculine and feminine archetypes, the sun and the moon, night and day, life and death. This duality is found in everything that exists in nature. It's a never-ending cycle that remains in balance. This is why a deep understanding of reality reveals that there is actually no duality. These two poles are the two sides of the same coin. Each individual also possesses both male and female principles within himself. Q. How do the Tantra cosmology leads to self-realization? Tantra breaks with the old division between the spiritual and the mundane levels and unite them back. Together, Tantra can be seen as the ultimate self-realization tool to expand consciousness and experience this unity with the universe through our senses of taste, hearing, smelling, touch, sight, and our other senses. Eventually liberating ourselves, every aspect of life, including the senses, must be celebrated because it is part of our divine maker vision. Nothing should be condemned and segregated because it is all part of this divine design, and that design should be exactly the way it is. Working, eating, and lovemaking must be contemplated in a new tantric way in order to understand the undifferentiated nature of existence. These activities become for us a form of meditation instead of just activities. Q. What are the three pillars of tantric practices? Tantra is a practical method, based on experience, devotion, and rituals. 1. Experience is needed because the realization of our divine nature cannot only be understood with our minds, but it has to come through our direct experience involving our bodies, our senses, and our emotions. 2. Devotion is needed. In Tantra, devotion is addressed to life and all its expressions, not to some deities. 3. Rituals are needed. Rituals help us to connect with the divine, to see the magic in every little thing, and to celebrate this gift of existence we were given. Rituals are there to remind us of the path to self-realization in our daily life because as humans we easily lose this path and indulge in pleasure without a direction. Q. What is the purpose of sex in Tantra? Since everything has a divine nature, even our sexual energy is there for a reason. In Tantra, the physical body is celebrated as a living temple and lovemaking can be used as a tool to transcend the physical level and reach this blissful state. Sex is used as a tool for the union between the dualistic energy of the universe. Even though the common Western interpretation of Tantra is strongly linked to amazing sex, the majority of Tantric teachings do not refer to sexuality. Q. What are the two paths of Tantra? In a modern Tantric classification, Tantra is divided into two main branches. 1. The right-hand path, Dakshina Marga, practitioners who use their own sexual energy, mostly internally, are defined as the right hand or white Tantra. This path includes traditional Hindu practices such as asceticism and meditation. 2. The left-hand path, Vama Marga. The other path, the left hand or red Tantra, involves direct sexual contact between love partners, the use of alcohol and other intoxicants. All of the above clashes with traditional Hinduist principles. The Tao Tantric tradition is an example of a left-handed path that survived the centuries almost unmodified. Q. What is the most effective path of Tantra leading to self-realization and liberation? While both paths can lead to moksha, liberation, enlightenment, the left-hand path, Vama Marga, is considered to be faster though more dangerous. Q. What is the role of Kundalini in Tantric practices? Many of these Tantric practices culminate in the rising of Kundalini energy, a powerful life force normally referred to as a serpent located at the base of the spine, which is normally dormant. When it is awakened, it can bring enlightenment or simply make your life more blissful. Q. What is the core of Kundalini techniques? Other meditations involve the use of breathing exercises, pranayama, to create a circuit of energy between the front side of the body and the spine, passing through the pelvis, Swadhisthana chakra, and the head, Ajna chakra or third eye. Some techniques such as the microcosmic orbit derive from Qigong and are used to cultivate this energy, Qi or prana, and circulate it through these two channels, which are bridged in the mouth touching the tip of the tongue to the palate. Q. What are different modern techniques that were developed to awaken Kundalini energy? Controversial Indian guru Osho developed many different active meditations, as opposed to sitting, which aim at stimulating this Kundalini energy and opening the chakras, energy centers, to let this energy flow freely throughout the physical body. One of the most popular is Osho Kundalini meditation, also known as shaking meditation, in which the practitioners are guided by music through 4 different stages, which include shaking, dancing, sitting, laying down. Other techniques based on Tantra such as biodanza or biodevelopment create Tantra sessions or classes that include movements, emotions, music, touch, and partner exercises to create meditative states, regression, ecstasy, deep connection with oneself, other participants, and the universe. Each class is different and may focus on different aspects of your general well-being such as affection, vitality, creativity, sensuality, and transcendence. Q. What is the use of massage to awaken Kundalini? Some Red Tantra techniques involve tantric massage as a means to discover the body, remove blockages, heal sexual energy and traumas, and reach a higher level of pleasure. The methods used in these massages are different, though the most common conception of Tantra massage involves a full-body naked massage, which can include genitals, as in the yoni and lingam massage. When practiced by a professional, these techniques can be highly therapeutic, though similar techniques can be used by partners to explore their intimacy and reach full-body orgasms and connect with the divine energy. Q. What is the use of our desires in the way of Tantra? Tantra uses desires in order to gain energy by identifying our desires and transforming the intent behind these desires. In Tantra, we find ways to inject the intent for spiritual union to all our common desires. Q. What is the use of sexual desire in the way of Tantra? The strongest desire of all is the desire for sex and ejaculation. Therefore, Tantra transforms the intent behind this desire for spiritual purpose. Q. Why do we use the physical act of sex in Vama Marga? The contention of Vama Marga is that the stirring of Kundalini is possible throughout the interaction between woman and man. The sexual act is like the ritualized idea of union between the male and female energy principles. In this ritualistic sexual act, the man represents the Shiva, male, energy, and the woman the Shakti, female, energy. Together in the sexual union they unify both principles and raise each other bindus. Q. What is the bindu? In tantric practice, bindu is regarded as the nucleus of an entity. The bindu chakra helps in the manifestation of all creation. In one form, the bindu manifests itself in humans as semen and ova. This is the reason behind avoiding ejaculation during orgasms, especially for men. By preserving the semen, the man is using it for regeneration, and by preserving the orgasmic fluid, the woman is maintaining her energy. Q. How is the energy of the sexual act used? During the sexual act, an explosive release of energy is being focused at the moment of ejaculation. Tantra states that the same muscles involved in ejaculation can be trained to reverse the direction of the orgasm. This makes the energy travel up the spine and into the brain. Obviously, the semen is not traveling up the spine. As mentioned in some foolish literature and websites, it is the energy created that is spreading. Q. What are some tantric techniques used to control the muscles and make this energy travel along the spine? In fact, a simple breathing exercise during ejaculation can make the orgasmic sensation spread from the groin to the entire body, making the skin tingle all over. Certain hatha yoga kriyas need to be mastered to produce this energy journey upward through the backbone and to be able to control it. Prevention of ejaculation also helps to preserve energy and therefore increase the frequency of sex, which is great for both spouses. In Tantra sex worship, there are two regions of orgasm. One is around the sexual organ and the other is at Muladhara chakra. Remember, the chakras are not organs or tissues that lie in a specific part of the body. They are considered to be symbolic energy structures lying in the general area of the body. In this context, Muladhara chakra awakens when an orgasm occurs. With the practice of Vajroli and Sahajoli, the sensation of orgasmic pleasure can be prolonged. Note that the contractions are similar to holding one bladder, but there is more. The muscles can also be contracted upwards. In a sense, you can actually control the different muscles with practice and feel the different types of contractions. Q. Where is a good place for you to learn more about this energy? The only teacher of Tantra I am personally familiar with is the Honorable Teacher Mantak Chia. Other places may teach you about Tantra, but I am not familiar with them. Please visit his website at this link, https://www.mantakchia.com.